Welcome to Superhero Pow. I'm your host nerd, Tom Fremgen. You know, I was looking through my encyclopedias of DC and Marvel superheroes the other day, and I noticed that DC sure seems to have a lot more street-level superheroes than Marvel does. Like DC has twice as many non-powered superheroes than Marvel. And, based on the size of these books, Marvel sure has way more characters. Well, as always, I suppose the first thing to do is to define just what is a street-level superhero, or a non-powered superhero, which is kind of an oxymoron, right? But with Batman in mind, gadgets are clearly allowed when defining a street-level superhero. But armored suits? Yeah, I don't think those are allowed. And I say this because I often see people trying to be clever by saying, oh, well, Tony Stark, he's got no superpowers. Hey. Yeah, he does. Shut up. Trying to compare him to Mockingbird is just stupid, and you all know it. But getting back to the gadgets, I think arrows and, the gadget arrows are okay in street-level heroes like, Hawkeye and Green Arrow. They're street-level heroes. As for drugs, I'm not too sure. Before the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I would have totally said that the Black Panther and Captain America are street-level heroes. But nowadays, they seem very superhuman. And what about some minor superpowers? For all intended purposes, Black Canary is a street-level superhero, but that canary cry of hers is pretty damn powerful, so I don't think she should count. And Hawkman, he's stronger than the average human and he can fly, so I kind of don't think he's a street-level fighter either. Then you got Daredevil. I'm inclined to think his radar sense gives him a pretty big advantage in a fight. Maybe not against one person, but in a room full of thugs, I can imagine that radar sense is pretty invaluable. Then there are some characters who, are they even superheroes? We got Kazar. Is he a superhero? What about Shang-Chi and Richard Dragon? I don't know. Are they? Okay, with that in mind, let's make some lists. Let's see, Marvel has Bucky, the Black Knight, Black Widow, Puck, Hellcat, Hawkeye, Mockingbird, Night Thrasher, Paladin, the Prowler, sure, the Punisher, of course, and the Swordsman. Wow, that's only like 12 frickin' characters. All right, let's toss in Daredevil and Captain America, Black Panther, Shang-Chi, Kazar, and Cheyenne, just for good measures. That gets us up to 18. All right, let's check out the DC side, starting with, of course, Batman. And that leads us to, Robin, Nightwing, Red Robin, Batgirl, Batwoman, Huntress, and the spoiler. The Bat family alone is like half of Marvel's total. But let's keep going with Blue Beetle, the Atom, Sandman, Vigilante, Crimson Avenger, Green Arrow, Speedy, Wildcat, El Diablo, the Bronze Tiger, Richard Dragon, Gangbuster, Guardian, Katana, Judo Master, a couple of Manhunters, the Jester, Karate Kid, Mr. Terrific, the Question, Peacemaker, Wild Dog, and digging really deep, we got Mr. Scarlet and Pinky, the Red Bee, Minuteman, the Spy Master, and the original Star-Spangled Kid and Stripey, plus a couple of other kid sidekicks like Sandy, Stuff, and Wing. That's like 40. So DC Comics is clearly the home of street-level heroes. Not really sure what all that means, but seems pretty weird, at least to me. I suppose DC has so many of them because most of them were created in like the golden age of comics, and superheroes were still kind of a new thing, while, adventure heroes who had no superpowers like Flash Gordon, the Shadow, the Spider, the Green Hornet, and the Phantom had all been around for a while. So creators were probably just more familiar with non-powered heroes back then. While Marvel, being a fairly newer company, superpowers were more the norm and all the rage in the late Silver Age. And of course, let's not forget that DC keeps cranking out sidekicks for Batman. I mean, heck, I just counted Batgirl and Batwoman once. But when you actually look at it, there are 3 Batgirls and 2 Batwomen. Talk about beating a concept into the ground, huh? Though all this makes me think that, somebody should make a fighting video game with just street-level superheroes. Seems like that would be cool. At least then you wouldn't have Batman punching out Superman with, just his fist. I never did understand that. Anyway, what do you think? Are you wiser now or just starting to get as dumb as I am? Either way, thanks for spending time with me. And if you could be so kind to like, subscribe, and notify, I promise not to explain why Thor is a street-level hero as well. Because Don Blake doesn't have any superpowers.